Hi guys, my name is Nitin Tewari. I work for Bacardi company as a brand ambassador for Bacardi in India. Apart from a lot of things that I do is one of my passions is to make cocktails, and one thing that I did was to launch molecular mixology in India, like when I used to work for Taj Mahal Delhi in Ricks. So a lot of people ask what is molecular mixology. Okay, molecular mixology to define is very simple. It's putting science behind bartending. If you take science and you try to incorporate it into cocktail making, it's molecular mixology. But then a lot of people say, what is the limit of this? The thing is, even if you make the simplest cocktail, like for example, if you're making a daiquiri, when you shake a cocktail with ice, you're actually chilling it, and it's exactly science again. So every cocktail uses science, but the thing is, as the time has changed, people are thinking how we can serve a cocktail in the most dramatic and the most impressful manner, and that's how molecular mixology comes into next. So people are doing, for example, spheres. So cocktail spheres are nothing. It's a combination of two chemicals, which are edible, vegetarian and edible chemicals, such as sodium algium, also called as algin or C-algae, combined with glucose or calcium chloride, and then it forms something called spheres, or you can say with caviar, or you can call it spaghettis. They're pretty same thing, and it's a cocktail which has been done into spheres. Then you have something called foam cocktails, which is in which you turn the cocktail into an aerated layer. So it's like a gas. So it's like whipped cream. So when you have a whipped cream, it's completely dissolved. Similarly, when you drink a cosmopolitan foam, it'll go into your mouth, it'll give you a feel, give you a taste, but it's completely dissolved. Then people are doing carbonated cocktails. In that, what you do is you make a cocktail and you carbonate it in a shaker. It's called Ferellini. There's a company called Ferellini who makes a carbonated shaker. That's one. Then people are doing smoke cocktails. So smoke is again a very good flavor that a lot of people like. I'm not saying about smoking cigarettes, but it's about smoke of the woods and smoke of the different kind of spices. So you get that infused into a very normal tasting cocktail. For example, you do old fashioned and you smoke with cinnamon flavored cinnamon smoke. So that's again called smoking. And the list can go on. There are a lot of stuff. People are doing flying pillows, people are doing sugar balloons, people are doing a lot of other stuff. And I always say, when you talk about molecular mixology, sky is the limit. You think of something, and if you have the equipment, if you have the chemicals, you can execute it. That's what molecular mixology is. When you talk about molecular mixology, one question a lot of people ask me is molecular mixology is using chemicals and everything, so it's injurious to health or it's not good for health? I just want to tell them very simply, one simple thing is, all the chemicals that are used in molecular mixology are edible, so they have no harmful effect to the human body. They are pretty much very simple. So a lot of people say molecular caviar. So molecular caviar uses algin. Algin is nothing, it's CV, it's algae. So all these things are very edible. They have been tested by the government and have been approved. So they're safe to have. Enjoy a molecular mixology. Molecular mixology started many years back behind kitchens. So chef used to actually turn their food in using molecular mixology into solid and everything, and then a few bartenders all across the world thought like, how can we incorporate it into mixing cocktails as well? So it started in different countries, UK, US, other countries who pioneered it. Then while I was working in Ricks Taj Mahal, one of my managers just gave me a printout of molecular mixology menu, and he said, can we do it? So obviously now in the current world of internet, you have the biggest tool in your hand called internet. So I went across, did research, started networking, asking people, and then got a recipe which uses calcium chloride and sodium aluminate. So found the chemicals and actually started trying. It took nearly a period of 1 month, I must say. Like, it took so many experiments and everything, because molecular mixology is all about science. It's about ratios and everything. So unless you get the right ratio, you can never succeed in that. And obviously with India, you don't have too much equipment available and everything, but after some trial, I was able to do that. And then we finally launched a cocktail menu based on molecular mixology. At that time, it was only limited to molecular caviar, so spheres, and foam cocktails. So this is how we launched it in Ricks, and it was the first, and I'm very proud of it. Molecular mixology is getting very popular, but it has a very niche market segment. So it is not something that every single bar can do. You require expertise in the bartending skills, you require right equipment, you require chemicals, and you require a lot of investment in the money as well. So if I have to count right now, I can count on my fingers how many bars are actually doing it. There can be like 7 to 8 bars in India who are actually doing molecular mixology. Molecular mixology is not only about just doing something out of the box, it's about creating an experience for the guest. And when guests enjoy a cocktail with molecular mixology, he just goes for a trip, which is pretty much the science world of bartending. So it has a very good scope, but it is still very limited to pure cocktail. So in the current times, even like if you take example of eating food is not only just enjoying a food which tastes best. It's all about the experience that you put across the food. For example, the simplest example, there is a biryani that comes in a plate, and there is a handi biryani which comes with a dum method. So you see the dough around the thing. So it's just an experience that the guest gets. And same thing was actually the beginning behind a bar. So a cocktail can be as simple as a martini, which is just poured into a martini glass. It's 2 spirits, clear with 2-3 olives. It's very simple. But then bartenders showed how we can create a different experience for the guest, and that's where molecular mixology comes to the rescue. So molecular mixology is not is just about playing with the texture, playing with the service style, playing with the taste profile of the drinks. It creates a completely different experience for the guest. So when a guest is expecting a drink to come across to him in a glass, you suddenly see a spoonful of caviar, and which is actually the cocktail which has been turned into a form of jelly. So this is what molecular mixology do, and it leaves a big impact on consumers. Yes, molecular mixology is an expensive concept. It's not easy to or cheap to buy these chemicals, but it is making its way towards the people. If you see what's happening in the current world, people are ready to try a lot of stuff. They have deep pockets. They can spend a lot of money to try things. So molecular mixology might not be something which people go and try every day, but they will make sure in their lifetime they try it once. When you talk about small cities like Chandigarh, in Chandigarh, if I have to give an example, what do you think? People don't travel to Singapore, or they don't go to Macau, or they don't go to Dubai for shopping. They do, because they have money and they want to create an experience. Same thing happens with a cocktail, and molecular mixology comes there, and people love to give it a try. So it might not be as popular as the mainstream cocktails like mojitos and margaritas and fritos, but it has its own market. When you talk about whether molecular mixology is a very long process, it takes a lot of efforts and everything, yes, it do. But the most important thing is it's about what I have realized in my life. So when I used to, I devoted like 1 month of my life just experimenting with one chemical and doing it again and again. I used to think like, why I'm doing this. But when the first time I made a caviar and gave it to a guest, he was speaking about that caviar for the next 3-4 years. Whenever I meet him next, he still speaks about that same thing. So the thing is, when you make a cocktail like mojito and give it to a guest, the guest will talk about it for the next 2-3 minutes and he will forget about it. When you do a molecular mixology cocktail, which can include a caviar, it can include a foam, it can include a carbonated cocktail, smoked cocktail, the list goes on, that impact on the guest mind is like unforgettable. The guest remembers for a really long time, and whenever he gets time, he go and share that. So yes, it takes time, it has the biggest impact on people. Why you should buy a molecular mixology? Answer is very simple. If you want to try new things, if you want to experience new things in your life, you have the attitude to learn new things, to see new things in the world, you have to try molecular mixology. There is nothing saying no about it. It's very simple. You go to South India, you try idli dosa. You go to Mumbai, you try a vada pav. But if you go to a bar which serves molecular, you try the molecular mixology.